Where's your devotion? Where's your devotion?
Hi Libra, welcome to Maddie Tarot. I'm Maddie, and today we're going to be doing a general reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements for November 1st through the 15th, 2022. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everybody from front to back. Just take what resonates in, leave the rest. You might need to swap roles throughout the reading. I am just reading energy and putting together a story based on the messages as best I am able. So I could be talking about you, your person, another individual or party at any time throughout the reading. Swap roles as necessary. Do not stretch or overextend yourself to make it fit. If it's not your story, it's not your story. And check your other placements because your messages could be there. Now, I have cleansed the space, cleansed the decks, pre-shuffled, and meditated on the collective conscious of Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. All right, so what does Libra need to know? What does Libra need to know? Let's see. Libra. What does Libra need to know? All right, messages for Libra. This is my new deck. I love it. It's beautiful. And it's all in French, so bear with me as I try to make out what it says. All right, so card for Libra. The Seven of Swords. And then for the person on Libra's mind. We've got the Three of Swords, okay. Past energy and present energy. In the past, you've got the Magician, and the present, Justice. Intuition for Libra. Intuition, you've got the Ten of Swords. A lot of swords here. And challenge for Libra. Libra's challenge. The Chariot. Okay. Advice. Death. And person on Libra's mind. What's their next move? How are they feeling? What are they thinking? Got the Ten of Cups. Okay. Bias or caution. Bias and caution for Libra. The Six of Cups. Okay. And then guidance. The Eight of Cups for guidance. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck here, you've got Madame Lulu. So on this deck, it's got a few additional ones that aren't in a few additional major arcana because it was made by Dr. Falk and his wife, Madame Lulu, and then some people on their creative team. So Madame Lulu's card is knowledge. Knowledge. So at the bottom of the deck, knowledge. Okay, let's pull a crystal card for you, Libra. Sunstone. All right. So Libra, Sunstone. So this stone will give you light in times of darkness and help lead you to a better emotional state. You can feel its healing power, warming your spiritual self, just like the sun in the sky. The sunstone can energize your immune system, kickstarting natural healing. Okay. So the sunstone, I feel like this would correspond with your sacral and solar plexus chakras, due to the colors, obviously, and really, the sun. It's kind of like our light, and I think of our light like our consciousness, and I know we perceive our consciousness to be in our mind, However, it is separate from our mind, and it's really our like life energy. And so it's more in this area. It's more in the centralized area of the body. So really what I'm getting here, and our light, our sun, so like our vibrancy, our soul, whatever you want to call it. I'm really getting here that you're just really focused on kind of your healing at this time, and kind of just shining your own light or finding way back to your light at this time. Okay, so let's get into the reading. I see, just based off of all the cards here that I'm looking at, I see somebody coming back to you, Libra. So maybe there was a past person who you've had heavily on your mind. Maybe you don't want them to come back, but somebody coming back to talk to you or something. So on your end, 7 of Swords here. So you felt largely betrayed by somebody. You could possibly have been deceiving yourself. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. You possibly might have been deceiving yourself or in denial about something, or somebody betrayed you. Maybe they cheated. I mean, at the worst, the 7 of Swords is cheating. At the best, it is being in denial and lying to yourself about something that maybe you don't want to face. So what I'm getting here, though, is that this person betrayed you. I do believe you felt betrayed when they left. Or somebody from your past had hurt you, and you felt pretty betrayed by that. Now, this person on their end, they have suffered greatly from doing this, and they are in heartbreak. The 3 of Swords is heartbreak. They feel bad. They feel very bad for what they've done. They regret. There's somebody regretting something here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of Pentacles clarifying your side. Clarify the 3 of Swords over here for Libra's person. The 2 of Cups. Yeah. And let's clarify the past energy, which is clarify the Magician. Clarified by the Magician. And clarified Justice. Clarified by the 3 of Swords. Yeah. Very, very clear messages here. So, you felt pretty betrayed by this person. This was somebody that you saw a lot in. You wanted to commit to them. You were committed. You felt like you guys had a solid foundation, and they betrayed you. They betrayed something solid you had, or you saw this in them. You had thoughts of this, whether or not it was communicated. The 10 of Pentacles is about foundations, roots, and stability. It talks about our roots, like our family roots. It can talk about inheritance, but really it can also mean a long-standing commitment, like that for life partner. So I do believe that's what you saw in this person. You saw something where you wanted to plant your roots and kind of build something. They also, I feel like they didn't recognize that at the time. When they hurt you, they hurt themselves. When they hurt you, they hurt themselves. 3 of Swords right here. And they're in love with you. They're realizing they're in love with you. 2 of Cups. Okay, so in the past, what you guys don't realize maybe is that you both, with the double Magician here, it's giving me self-fulfilling prophecies. If you've never heard of a self-fulfilling prophecy, that is when we have a belief about something, and by just having that belief, we then in turn create it. And I mean, manifestation, for those of you who practice manifestation or believe in the concept of manifestation, it is, self-fulfilling prophecies are sometimes it's hard for people to believe, like, oh, manifestation, whatever, it's a crock or whatever. I believe it, obviously, but like, what I'm saying is that sometimes people have trouble believing it. You can tell them about self-fulfilling prophecies. It's phenomenal, actually, how much everything in our life is a self-fulfilling prophecy. And if you're having trouble really believing the power of your mind, look into self-fulfilling prophecies. It is when you believe something, and then because your beliefs create your thoughts, and then you're thinking all these things, and your thoughts then create your feelings. So you're thinking these things, you start feeling a certain way. When you feel a certain way, you start acting. So when you feel something, you act. And when you're acting, somebody reacts. And when they react, it goes back and makes your belief come true. So if you believe people aren't trustworthy, because of the way it makes you think, makes you feel, makes you act, you then create reactions from people that prove to you that you can't trust anybody. I'm sorry, if I meant to say if you believe that people can't be trusted. You create the environment where people can't be trusted. So that's what a self-fulfilling prophecy is. I feel like that was at play for both of you in this dynamic. So if you look back, and ask yourself, what were the like limiting beliefs I told myself about this relationship? Did I maybe say that, everybody leaves? Or did I maybe say that, did I maybe have doubts and fears that this person was going to betray me? Or did I maybe believe that, like, this always happens? And as much as I didn't want it to happen here, I did have that fleeting thought at times about it happening, or have that worry. And it's like, without even knowing it, we create that. And that's how powerful our brains are. So, like, just take a look at that, self-fulfilling prophecies. If you don't know all about them, they're very amazing. And just learning about them has vastly changed my life, because I realized that almost everything, no, not almost, everything in our lives is a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's what manifestation is. Okay, sorry. So it's fascinating. Look it up. In the present moment, there is karmic retribution coming to you, Libra. This is justice. This person is feeling the consequences of the heartbreak they've caused. Not only is that their energy, Three of Swords, but the Two of Cups, they are in love. They've realized they've done this. They've hurt their heart. They've hurt your heart. Justice is, being rightfully served. Karma is real. Now, we shouldn't revel in you're getting your karma, because that's just bad karma for us. Like, don't go and be that bitter person. But what goes around comes around. You get what you give, whether or not it's in this situation or another. If you've given and you've got largely taken advantage of, you will get that back, but it may not be from that person. It may not be in that circumstance, or in those circumstances, or with the people, or in that exact moment. But, energy is cyclical. So you get what you give, what goes around comes around. This person got what they gave, and it came around, is what I'm saying. So they're largely feeling that, but that's how we learn. And oftentimes people will say, oh, somebody coming back, it's because they went and tried with somebody else, and it didn't work out, and now they're coming back to me because they're desperate. It's like, that's a negative way to look at it. It's like, you can't really, if someone doesn't understand something, they don't understand it, and you need experience to understand. So when they go and they get that experience, and then they realize something like, oh, I really took advantage of Libra. I really undervalued that. I didn't realize, like, how much I had felt strongly for this person, and I still have these feelings. It's like, use discernment. Okay, if they come back and, like, if you're still possibly a little interested but hurt still, which is rightfully so, vet them a bit, place boundaries, vet them, see if they've really changed. Don't hold them to the narrative or the standard of who they used to be, because people do change. And again, self-fulfill prophecy. You will self-fulfill your own prophecy if you continue to view this person through that limited lens. For those of you who do want maybe to see if this will work. So that's just a little insight for you. Give people the chance to prove that they can change, and within reason and with boundaries. Don't just jump all in again. But vet them a bit and see, and kind of figure that out before you just run on a narrative. Okay. So your intuition here is the 10 of Swords. So I feel like your intuition's telling you that this is dead and gone. You don't really feel that for this person anymore. Or maybe you do, but let's see. Let's clarify. The Empress. Okay. I'm going to clarify these other cards real quick too. Your challenge is the Chariot, clarified by the Two of Pentacles. Your advice is Death, clarified by the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of Swords. And then their next move is the 10 of Cups, clarified by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of Cups. Clarified by the Nine of Cups. Okay, so your intuition is telling you one of two things. Either that this is dead and gone, and this person doesn't have a chance in hell, or and that you need to love yourself and give to yourself at this time. Or it could be telling you that you need to heal this feeling of like failure or the idea that this failed with compassion, nurturing, caring, love, and be able to determine or use discernment to see, you know, maybe it wasn't a failure. Maybe there were lessons to be learned on both ends. Maybe there was something that this was trying to show you, and maybe that feeling of failure and defeat is a really black and white way of thinking. And maybe I need to expand my mind a bit and have more compassion and breathe new life into this way I'm viewing what failure is, what defeat, what ruin is. If you know, is it as devastating as I've made it out to be? We assign meaning to things, and so really it has to do with our experiences and how we're assigning meaning, and we have the power to dismantle some of the really, really heavy mechanisms we've built that assign really devastating meanings to things. We have the power to dismantle that and understand it differently, and so that way we don't. We have the power to assign different meanings. So, for example, if one person could love the rain, one person could hate the rain. You know, the person who hates the rain, maybe it's because their mother got in an accident, or a best friend got in an accident years back and lost their life, and so like they have a negative association to the rain. They have the power to assign a new meaning to the rain when that happens. So every time it rains, they think about that. It's like, obviously you might be triggered to think about that, but there are so many beautiful things about the rain too. You have the power of perspective, and you can shift that perspective and shift that focus and find gratitude. So that's what I'm saying here, is that maybe your intuition's telling you. I don't think your intuition would ever tell you to stay in a state of failure or defeat or ruin. It would not ever tell you that. But that's why I'm saying it could potentially be telling you that there's just no hope here. This person's not for you, and just so be it. And let them down gently. But for those of you that might feel like there's still a spark there, or well, a spark doesn't matter. For those of you who still have some sort of interest in this person, you need to overcome this feeling. Okay, so that's what your intuition's telling you. Your challenge, the Chariot and Two of Pentacles. So you need to make a choice, and no matter what road you pick, it's gonna be a bumpy road. It's gonna be a ride, and it's gonna be something you need to navigate, and you're gonna have to. The Chariot is a tough road. It's facing some sort of obstacle, but it's overcoming the obstacle. It's being victorious, coming out victorious in the end, and so you're going to need to make a choice, and not don't juggle back and forth. Don't lead this person on or kind of play around. Be very direct. Make a choice. Make a decision. And so your challenge is this decision: do you want to navigate this road or not with this person? Your advice, your advice, it's going with, you need to transform something. Death. Here, transform the conflict. Five of Swords. Transform the resentment that has been left from the Five of Swords. The conflict, the resentment, this power struggle, it serves a deeper purpose. We are what's a okay. A conscious person uses the world and other people as a mirror to reflect back to them and see what their disempowered parts are and what their greatest strengths are, and practice their abilities, and to strengthen and build and uplift themselves to become a better person every single day. A unconscious person who's not very aware of their internal processing gets mad at the mirror and attacks it because they do not know it's a mirror. So the world and all the people in it are a mirror to us. As without, so within. And so essentially, thank you, difficult people and difficult situations, for allowing me the ability and the opportunity to practice the best qualities within myself and to highlight the parts that maybe need some work. So that's something I like to say whenever I'm feeling like somebody's really difficult in my life. It's like this is an opportunity for me to better myself. And so, it just makes things easier. Also remembering that behind anger is pain every time. And behind pain is an unmet need every time. So just remember that next time somebody's really angry, that person's hurting. And, if you care about them, take the time to not get so defensive or upset or take it so personally, and really try to get down to the bottom of what they're hurt about and what their unmet need is, and why they're going about getting that need met in such a roundabout way. That can really help you understanding people and connecting with them. Okay, so that's your advice, is to dismantle that conflict and find the deeper root of what it actually means and what it was trying to teach you. Your person's next move, again, they love you and they're gonna come back in and they're gonna wanna have it all. 10 of Cups. They're gonna wanna have it all with you again. Okay? You are their wish fulfillment, 9 of Cups. They're going after their dreams. So they're gonna come back in, and if you're interested, they are definitely interested, okay? 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Your bias and caution is the 6 of Cups. So it's a past person, a strong connection you had, and nostalgia about this person, and it's a past person coming back. So you have some bias about this person, which is why I'm thinking your intuition and spirit and your higher self and your advice, that it's all asking you to do that. Ooh, sorry, the Emperor here clarified. So, for those of you who are the divine feminine, male or female, or they, whatever, however you identify, for those of you who are more nurturing, giving, loving, and caring, and feel like you are more of the um, chaser, I guess, at times, you are being, you have a bias about the runner or the person who's the divine masculine, who's more of the logical one, who's less emotional, less showing of affection in that way, more practical, more of a actionable person who, like, we all have divine masculine and feminine in us, but I'm talking about energies and structure and stability with this past person, with this divine masculine. This will resonate for those of you who are in the dynamic of you're the divine feminine and your divine masculine ran. You have a bias about this person, and you need to work on dismantling what's stopping you there. What's standing in the way of you seeing this person as just as much of a flawed human as you are. Obviously, I mean, to each his own. If you're able to work through infidelity or cheating or something like that, if you're able to work through that with somebody, more power to you, because your relationship is your relationship and it's nobody else's business. And and if you're willing to work past that with somebody, great. That is your business. And nobody else has the right to judge that. I actually commend you, because I tried to do it with somebody, it didn't work. I wasn't able to get past it with them, and they just weren't really willing to do all the work they needed to do. And to help, it's 100 on each side, and it's like they just couldn't get it together, and so I bowed out. But it's like I gave them the opportunity to try, and I was willing to try, and it's like that's shamed a lot by people. It's like, oh, I can't believe you took him back. Well, it's like, first of all, don't judge me. Second of all, if somebody is, people do change. I don't like putting people in a box and saying once it's something, always it's something. No, it's not true. It's not true. It's not true. my very first relationship, I was unfaithful, and I hurt that person very badly, and I felt so terrible for it. I have forgiven myself since. This was years and years and years ago, but I would never, ever, I would never hurt somebody like that again. I am 100% like there'd be no, under no certain terms that I would ever put somebody through that again. And I got my karma. It came back right around to me. So it's like when it happened to me, I stood there and I thought like, oh my gosh, this is how I made that person feel like. And it was devastating. It's like that. Don't no. So don't think people can't change, because they can. And people learn lessons, and you know, not everybody is some person out to get us who's going to manipulate us and take advantage of us. Okay, we gotta believe good people still exist in the world, and change is possible, is what I'm saying. So you've got a bias here you need to work on about this person, and your guidance forward is the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is about walking away. And what I'm thinking it's saying is walking away from a certain way of belief system or thought pattern or way of thinking, or some sort of cycle that is internal. Walking away from that. And let's see, 7 of pentacles here. So walking away from so this is effort, and your guidance here is like okay, this is what I'm getting. This is about effort and putting like the fruits of your labor and putting in the hard work into the garden. And I think what you need to walk away from is the bias surrounding this. It's like I think when you look at this person, you think that, oh, if I put my effort in, if I'm putting this effort in, it's going to go into a hole and into abyss, and it's not going to be worth it. And based on this reading, I think what it's saying is, I think you need to, you need to walk toward it. You need to walk toward this, because you've already walked away from it, or they walked away from you. So it's like, in a sense, walking away would be like going back to it, back toward it. And the reason I'm saying it that way, and kind of reading this card in the reverse position, that how it would mean in the reverse, is because of the whole reading is like based on the sunstone, which literally says healing power. Feel its healing power warming your spiritual self, just like the sun in the sky. The sunstone can energize your immune system, kickstarting natural healing, a better emotional state. So I think you need to walk away from the garden you're cultivating is maybe not good for you. Maybe there's plants in there you're watering that are very harmful to you. Maybe it's causing you to be closed off and have these walls and like be very just guarded, and then you think badly about this person. You have this like idea of them that they can't change. So it's like you need to walk away from that. Walk away from the dead plants. Walk away from what's not serving you, and start putting your effort into the healing process, into dismantling these things, into understanding a little on a deeper level that it's not so personal, and it doesn't need to be um, that detrimental. And especially because here at the bottom of the deck you got Madame Lulu, knowledge. So that's the reason I'm reading that card that way. But anyway, knowledge. You're gaining knowledge about something, about this situation, about yourself. It was a learning experience. And so when you can find the gratitude in that, and understand these things, and kind of get a new perspective on it, I feel like you'll have a much more of a appreciation. Not necessarily that you're like, oh, I'm so glad that happened to me, but it's hard to explain. To find gratitude in your negative, or in your hardships, is such a freeing energy. It's such a um, feeling of relief and freedom, to find forgiveness and to find grace and gratitude. for the struggles that you went through and for the pain that you've experienced. It truly is, it truly sets you free in such a different sense of the word. So, you know, I feel like Spirit's nudging you to take that journey if you haven't already. So let's get some inner guidance messages for you, Libra. Let's see. Clarified by up until now, passion, work, and is this thought useful? Okay. So you've got some work to do. You got some work to do. And that's great. We always got work to do. We're never to our point of, oh, I'm done, I'm healed. So there's work to do, and there's always work to be done. Make sure you are following your passions. If it's not something that's going to fulfill you, then don't pour into it. And if you're still not ready to, if you think, oh, this person could fulfill me, but I'm just so hurt still, then tell them that. Talk to them. But up until now, you maybe have gotten by with these defense mechanisms, with these ways of protecting yourself. They served a purpose. They served a purpose for you at one point, but you have to now ask yourself, is this thought useful? Is this serving me for my greater good, or is it keeping me confined within this wall or this prison of like contempt or resentment or holding a grudge? Maybe I'm unable to forgive somebody. Maybe I'm just hurting myself. Is this thought useful, or could I restructure this thought into something that could transmute my pain into power? So that's really what I'm getting here. Getting that you're taking a hold of your inner light from within and shining it and really radiating it outward into your life and into your reality. Okay, so Libra, I really hope that helped, and that's all I have for you today. Thank you.
Feel like we've reached a crossroads. Ooh, don't you hate them ultimatums? But we need a revelation to save us. Stuck in the moment,